What's good, superstars? Back with another walk and talk video. Today we're going to be talking about what goes into planning your Disney trip. My Disney trip. When we go to plan, there's a lot that goes into it, and for a lot of reasons. One being that you don't want to be stressed when you're at Disney. Also, you want to be planning Disney trips so you don't have to deal with the snow like this, because this is crazy. It's been snowing for like 2 weeks straight here in Canada, in Toronto, and it's just gonna get colder. They're saying like Friday is gonna be minus 50 degrees or something ridiculous. We're getting like a polar vortex. I don't even know what a vortex is, but we're getting a polar vortex. But anyways, back to the planning, Disney planning. We're gonna do that on this little walk and talk. I have a little bit of notes here, so I'm gonna be glancing back and forth, but this is just gonna be like high level things that I think about when it gets time. Okay, we're gonna plan this Disney trip. How are we gonna do it? What are we doing to plan the trip? Also putting in some steps here, because if you haven't seen the other vlogs, I've been trying to elevate the base metabolic rate. So walks, great way to do that. Get in some extra steps. So basically, getting there. How are you getting to your Disney trip? Are you driving? Do you live close by? Do you live over an ocean? Maybe you have to fly there. Maybe you can canoe. You have to decide, how am I getting there? Okay, so if you figure that out, that's number one. Sometimes for us, we have points on the credit card, or we have Aeroplan in Canada, which gets you points for flying and stuff. So maybe that's one way that you can do it, but we always have to determine how we're getting there. We have not yet driven. Also depends on the age of your kids. Our kids are younger, a little harder to drive long distances when they're that small, but eventually we'll get there. I really want to do it one time where we drive from Ontario, Canada to Disney World in Florida. That's number one. Number two, when you get there, how are you getting to your resort? First of all, are you staying in a Disney resort? That's another point coming up. But if you're staying in a Disney resort, are you taking a mirror shuttle? Are you renting a car? Things that you have to decide. These are things that you have to plan ahead. So basically, where are you staying? Are you staying on resort? Are you staying off resort? If you're on the resort, then you're going to have to, you're going to get a lot of the perks. Early entry into the parks. You're going to get some other perks that I can't think of right now. But anyway, there's a bunch of perks for staying on the resort that you wouldn't get otherwise. And they've done a good job now of increasing those perks. So it's really deters you. Oh, it's like free parking at the parks, free parking. There's other things that I can't think of, but yeah, there's a bunch of perks for staying at the resorts. And we can always go into detail on resorts and that stuff in future videos. It's just high level, like I mentioned earlier. Tickets for the parks. This is probably one of the bigger expenses besides the resorts. If you're staying on Disney, the resorts are very, very, very expensive compared to what you might be used to paying per night for a stay somewhere. But like I mentioned, free parking in the parks, which is like $35. Also, early entry helps you save some time on some of the more popular rides. You don't have to maybe buy a multi-pass, lightning lane stuff to skip the lines. Getting around Disney, are you going to have a rental car? Are you going to be using the bus? Are you staying at a resort that has access to the Skyliner? These are things that everybody should be taking into account when it comes to their planning. So anyway, they're going to go down this way here, which is kind of secluded, but also kind of sketch. So we'll see how it goes, but this is the way we're going. I like it a little quieter. So rides and passes. So that's a good question. Are we going to get lightning lanes, individual lightning lanes for those more popular rides? Depending on the age of your kids, they might not even be able to ride those. Are you comfortable doing like a ride share, where one of you rides with one kid? If one kid can go on a ride, if the other one stays back with your other person who you're with, if you're a family of four like us, there's a lot of waiting around when it comes to that stuff. So maybe that's not something you want to do. Also, when are you getting your coffees? These are things like I'm very detailed when it comes to planning itinerary. I don't know if you guys are like that, but For me, it helps simplify, especially Disney's such a complicated trip. Like, it's such a complicated trip when it comes to all the intricacies that come with a Disney trip, where you got to plan parks, you got to plan hotels, you got to plan transportation, all this planning that comes with it. It's not like you're just going, sitting on a beach every single day, all inclusive, don't have to plan. This is a planned trip. The more you plan, the more you hope savings you have, or long-term, the better trip that you'll have, because less things to worry about when you're actually there. Budget awareness, okay? If this is your first time going to Disney, it's expensive. The hotels are expensive, the parks are expensive. You're going to notice that when you buy your tickets. But when you're there, it's also expensive. If you're going to be doing sit-down restaurants every single day, be prepared to spend $300 or $400, depending on how big your family is, per night. So it's pretty crazy dollar amounts when it comes to eating. Merchandise is expensive. If you have annual pass, you get discounts. If you're a DVC member, you get discounts. But otherwise, the prices are pretty much juiced up to make up for those discounts. Yeah, so budget is pretty much really important when it comes to planning, and probably, I would say, top of the list for me, just to make sure that everything will be smooth. Credit cards can get paid at the end of the trip. I know a lot of people online, they maybe like to buy like Disney gift cards here and there throughout the year. Adds up, and then they use that money to spend when they do get to Disney. So that's another way. But basically, the more planning that you do, the less stress that you have when you're there. And if you've been there before, just take notes or remember, if you can, what you did right, what you did wrong. We've been there a bunch of times now, so we kind of have a good handle on it. We even have like our luggage is pre-packed with some things we know we only use when we go to Disney. We have all kinds of different tricks and tips and strategies that we've learned over the years. So the more planning you do, the better it will be for you. And yeah, you're going to enjoy your trip. So hopefully you like this high level Disney planning video in the middle of the snow. And this is some motivation for me to get planning the next one and getting budgeting for the next one, because budgeting, like I said, really big part of the planning. Another thing I forgot to mention is planning. When it comes to planning, you want to plan your outfits. I mean, depending on the time of year you go, it could be cold, it could be rainy, it could be hot, it could be super hot. So definitely outfit planning, very important. Okay, we made it back to the garage. Yeah, so that's basically high level what I think about the big topics of what I think about when it comes to planning our next Disney trip. Let me know, did I miss anything? Do you guys have any other special tips and tricks that you guys use when planning your vacations, even if it's not Disney? I think I nailed everything on that walk, and the weather here is really a big motivator for me when it comes to planning the next trip as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Smash the thumbs up, and let's get these videos out there. The thumbs up helps with the exposure. If you subscribe to the channel as well, lets me know you think I'm doing a good job, and we'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.